What's happening? Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems and welcome back to MX Bikes. For today we're going to be riding the Unadilla track in MX Bikes and talking about Beta 17, the hottest topic in the MX Bikes world right now. Beta 17 dropped on us like a bomb almost, it seemed like, on, I guess it would have been Tuesday night now. And the past 2 days has been rather interesting in the MX Bikes community as everybody adjusts to and tries to figure out what is going on with Beta 17 and kind of why things have changed or haven't changed or what have you. So I'm going to try to do my very best to kind of talk through some things and share my thoughts and opinions on it all, and hopefully we'll learn a couple things along the way. I want to start off this video by simply saying that I know that a lot of people probably consider me like an MX Simulator guy and not an MX Bikes guy, or maybe you don't, but I really do not have a preference one way or the other. I personally have been playing a lot more bikes lately than I have been playing sim, and that's honestly just because, you know, I like bikes a little bit better right now. I'm getting a little bit more used to it. I'm having more fun playing with my teammates and everything like that. But that doesn't necessarily mean I don't like sim either or anything like that. I enjoy both games. I think that people should be able to play both games and have a good time. We don't need to have this one is better than the other debate. It's just they're two different games. Some people still like sim. Some people like bikes. It is what it is. I feel like I just should say that because a lot of you people have been saying like, oh, bike sucks now with this new beta update, so I'm going to sim. And I'm not trying to say don't or do or whatever. You do whatever you want to do. I'm just going to offer some thoughts on what I think about this Beta 17 update. So first of all, like I said, kind of dropped on us on Tuesday night. Immediate reaction was a lot of pushback from kind of the community at whole, particularly the pro scene in the game. There's a lot of fast players that were not fans of this new update. And yeah, just in general, like a lot of people not happy with it. I'll try to like give you a few insights to the update as I play here. I'm playing and talking at the same time, so I can't really read every single thing that is in the update. But there's a huge changelog that eventually Paboso did release, and you know, just kind of details some of the changes. A lot of it actually has to do with kind of more modding specifics. So that's kind of just the user created community and some stuff that they're now able to do. Did a couple things like add some code to prevent the bike from riding on its own, increase the FOV max setting to 130. Pitch setting now works in VR. Onboard aerodynamic sound has been tuned. Bike forks now aligned when changing the offset, like some things like that. Again, if you want to go through and read it all, you can. But what's interesting about his change notes or change log is that it doesn't actually specifically say anything is different about the physical implications of the game, which I feel like a lot of people are upset with right now because they feel like the game has changed quite a bit in this new update. With Beta 17, a lot of the old version stuff doesn't work in anymore, so that's why I don't have like Max HUD on today, which I normally have been using. They need to update that. The tires model didn't work for a little bit, but there was an update from Insane on Geo's new MX tires, and I'll include a link in that in the description so you guys can download that, use the new tire model, which I guess is supposed to kind of fix some of the problems that people were having early on Tuesday night about the tires. And some people jump back to the old OEM bike, the MSM 450 and the MSM 250 to try to test things out. But in general, it just seemed like people were unhappy with the physics. And Paboso doesn't actually really have anything in this update file that specifically says, yes, I changed this or that, you know, pertains to the actual physical implications of the game. The newest update that we have, and I want to preface all this talk again by saying utmost respect for Paboso, everything he's done. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, or I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, especially not Insane or Ruben, who are the two people that have kind of been keeping everybody most up to date on these change files since it happened, because Paboso like dropped the update. There was a missing file in the update for everybody that got it on Steam, so then he updated it that night, but didn't really hit anybody up and say like, yeah, this update's coming. Like it seemed like even Insane, who has been, you know, extremely helpful in the MXB community, was kind of like, whoa, where did this come from? But anyway, Insane did a lot of work right away to kind of help people understand some things that are changed about it, get, you know, the entire model, like I said, all figured out. And then Ruben Kilder, or Rubes, as people know him, dropped an update in the Discord today talking about people who have been upset by the change in physics. so to speak. And there's just a phrase in here, or a couple phrases in here that I want to hit on. I'm going to stop and I'll put this up on the screen and tell you exactly what he said. So he said, people have been talking about the changed air physics for 2 days now. However, the actual air physics haven't been changed at all. The only changes made is in the way in which you control your bike in the air, which, I mean, I know he's not, like, English isn't his first language, but he literally just says, like, the physics haven't changed. It just changed, basically. But he says, in previous betas, the bike lean automatically leaned the rider in the air as well, left and right, obviously. This could be seen as a hidden assist, which we didn't know about, and which we couldn't turn off in beta 17. The assist has been removed. This means that the bike lean doesn't control the rider lean in the air anymore. In beta 17, we have to manually lean the rider left and right in the air to achieve the same result as in previous betas. So I'm going to go to third person now and play this in third person for a little bit so we can talk about this. So first of all, you know, I have rider lean, and this is right. This is left. I mean, that's pretty obvious right there, but I wanted to actually just go straight for a second and talk about something that I didn't really even realize with this game until this beta came out and I started really playing it. But maybe this is new to beta 17, but if you lean left, rider actually goes, or the bike actually goes to the right a little bit. And then the same thing happens if you lean right, the bike goes a little bit to the left. And I mean, that's kind of true to form in real life, because if you lean off one side of the bike, you're naturally going to kind of push the bars the opposite direction of that and kind of have like a small little turn. Like even if I went into this camera right here and I lean to the right, you can see the bars are turned to the left. And that's because you're leaning right and your right shoulder's like pushing the bars forward on the right side. And then the same thing when you do lean to the left. So that's not new. That's not anything crazy, because we've seen that before. But the problem I have with this new physics update, as it's not really a physics update, but the problem that I have with Ruben's phrasing of this is that you have to bring the bike back now because there's no bike lean associated with it. So you have to lean the rider to bring it back. But the problem is, if you lean the rider in the direction in which you'd want to bring it back, like as if I go off this jump, I lean over to the right and then I'm leaning left all the way back right there. The entire time I'm leaning the rider to the left and the bike is not coming back. So in Ruben's description of this, you need to use your rider lean to bring the bike back in a whip. But the actual, you know, real story here is that you need to keep leaning the bike in the same direction. So if I take off this jump, lean to the right, if I just turn the bike back, that's me turning the stick to the left, the bike stick to the left, and leaving the rider lean to the right. That's what's bringing the bike back. So it's almost like he's got it kind of backwards of what it used to be, in that, you know, you used to be able to lean the rider back and it would bring the bike back. But if I'm turning the bike now, if I'm turning the bike to the left while I'm leaning right, that's going to bring the bike back faster, which kind of used to work, but it really did actually seem to work better in the old version, where if you leaned in the opposite direction of where your whip was, like if you leaned to the right and leaned back to the left to try to bring your whip back, it worked. Now it doesn't work at all. If I take off, lean right, and then lean back to the left, the bike just stays leaned over to the right because you're pushing those bars to the right side. So this is a problem that we have with like simulated games at the moment, where there's not really a fix for differentiating upper body and lower body, and it seems like this assist that was in beta 16 used to kind of do that for us, but now we have to do it manually, and it's actually the wrong direction. Like it should be that you know, kick your legs back one direction and lean your body, you know, the correct direction. Like if you're trying to do one of your patented upside down whips, for example, your legs should be more or less kind of controlling the bike and bringing it back underneath you while you lean over the top of the bar, so you can kind of lean both the same direction. But that doesn't seem to work in this new update. It seems more or less that you're controlling the bottom half of the bike with, like look at how much I'm leaning back and forth right there after takeoff. And that's all with just the left stick. I wasn't even leaning over right there. That was just the bike lean, so to speak, which again, Ruben basically says that you don't have any bike lean anymore. He turned that assist off, but to me it just seems like it's inverted, and that's what's pissing a lot of people off, because everybody learned it one way and then it flipped the other way. So I don't really understand that kind of phrasing or that logic that Ruben's talking about right there, because it does seem like there's still some bike lean associated with it in regards to leaning the rider over and then the bike leans with you. But I'm just trying to like kind of talk you through how the physics now work in the game, so that maybe you can start to, I guess, learn it, because it doesn't seem like we're going back. A lot of people were very frustrated with Pavoso after this, even though he didn't update the physics, so to speak. It's not in the changelog, but then obviously a lot of people are saying that the physics are updated. A lot of these new updates too that we're trying to see about the game is that he's trying to improve load times. He's trying to improve network latency and stuff like that so that we can have better online racing. And, it just seems like this was kind of the wrong move in my opinion. I don't necessarily agree with everybody had started to really dial in the physics and feel comfortable with them. Yes, it was still too bouncy. It probably is still too bouncy, but now the bike feels heavier. Everybody's a little bit unhappy with the physical movements of the game. Well, not everybody. There's a lot of people that are unhappy, but there's also a lot of people on the other side of it that are just saying, like, get good, nerd, which is also just, like, the dumbest thing ever. Like, especially a couple people that are kind of more or less higher up have been just saying, like, get good at the game and learn it. And to me, that's backwards. And I get that we're still in beta with MX Bikes, but if you go back to Sim, there's never been anything this dramatic of a change where JLV changed something that much in Sim outside of beta, I guess, because it ended being in beta back in 2008, whereas Bikes has been in beta since 2012 or 2013 now. But to have this much change and then to just tell the best players in the game to suck it up and get good at the game seems a little bit weird to me. Whatever. I digress about that whole situation. Point being is, I don't think that the actual changes that we're seeing in the physical implications are all that bad, especially if you can get used to them. It's a lot slipperier of traction. It seems like everywhere the rear tire likes to slide around a lot more. I'm a first-person player now, but I still can do third-person halfway decent. I just wanted to kind of hit on that topic of the rider lean and the bike lean being separate and why it's now inverted and seemingly doesn't go with what a natural, like in-air physics move would be. You can still throw big whips, but now it seems like you have to do the opposite of what you used to do in this game. And to me, that's a little bit weird. It just seemed like everybody had started to actually finally figure out the physics, and I get they're still trying to improve things and bring new players in, but we'd almost, like I said, at one point hit like a golden age with bikes where everything was good. The racing was good. We just needed improved, network connections, and we needed faster loading times and some things like that. And instead, now everybody's mad because the bike physics got updated, or didn't according to Paboso, but did according to Rubes. And now we have a divide. We have some people that are a fan of the new update, some people that are not a fan of the update. And it's just kind of a whole weird thing. So anyway, that's just some thoughts and opinions on it. Like I said, I will update you guys with that tire mod fix. So anybody that's having issues with that, and maybe you're not in the Discord, you need those new tire mods to kind of make it feel a little bit better. Everybody had switched over to the old OEMs, the MSM 450 and stuff like that until the tire mod fix, but now we're back. Obviously, I'm on my OEM Honda that we have for the SYS Racing team. And yeah, I feel like Friday, tomorrow, for the Aerial ESX Championship, it's just going to kind of bring this all back full circle. Everybody's been kind of upset, yelling. The Discord for MX Bikes has been nuts the last, 48 hours. It seems like there's been a lot of back and forth in the general talk. I've just been poking my head in every now and again and reading what everybody's either complaining about or not complaining about. Oh, gosh, that's so counterintuitive to what I would expect to happen on the bike. Leaning one direction, but then the bike is drifting back the other direction. I don't know. I think the whole point of this, and I think I've talked about this before as well, is that if you're a fan of motocross, or if you ride motocross as well, there's a certain level of expectations of what the game should feel like for the core audience, the core players, which most of MX Bikes is. There's not a bunch of like new casual players that are like, what is this motocross game? Let me try it out. So for those hardcore fans, there should be a specific feel that you should expect to feel on the sticks, kind of like in some shape or form related to what you would do in real life. And to me, this seems the opposite. This seems backwards of what I would expect to do or feel like in real life. To me, it's the skate, I guess like moniker or whatever you want to call it. With Skate 1, Skate 2, and Skate 3, at the time when Skate came out, I used to skateboard kind of frequently. I wasn't ever very good, but I could pop ollies and 360 flips every now and again, and the kick flips are decent, but whatever. When I skated and then I picked up Skate the game, the movements that they showed on the stick for how to do a 360 flip or how to do a heel flip or whatever kind of mimicked what you would do on the board. You would down up with the stick and kick it a little bit right if you're regular foot to do a heel flip, and kick it a little bit left if you're regular foot to do a kick flip, and then opposite if you're either switch or if you're going to do nollie flips, you have to go up down and stuff like that. It was very intuitive. To me, this feels like we're taking a step back in that intuitiveness with the game, where what you thought is how you throw a whip or how you bring stuff back or how you do certain things in this game is not actually that anymore. So it's kind of weird. It's definitely created a dividing line in the community at arguably the wrong time, especially in the middle of Aerial ESX when kind of the game is at its height right now. There's a lot of people playing, a lot of people involved in Supercross. The the pro scene was hot and heavy. You drop Beta 17 and it's supposed to have some of these great updates to help with that multiplayer side of it, but then this physics change has really frustrated a lot of people, and I don't know if I agree with it. I just don't think it's the right move right now. I think that they needed to kind of stick with what they had done already from a model standpoint with the game, and left the physics pretty much as is. I guess, they tried to make the bike a little bit heavier and hope that improved traction and the popping effect when you land in pogo stick and stuff like that, but I don't know, it seemed like everybody had already figured it out, so yeah, it's weird. Man, I wonder how much longer we're going to be in beta too. It seems like this is a never-ending beta for MX Bikes, but yeah, that's my thoughts and opinions on Beta 17. Hopefully you guys kind of enjoy or understand what I'm talking about. Again, the utmost respect to Poboso and all the work that he puts in, and this is not a dig to him. This is just my personal opinion, and maybe some people agree, maybe some people don't. And of course, I've always very, very longly respected Ruben Kilder and everything that he's done for the sim community and now the bikes community over the years, so I'm not trying to necessarily pick on him with those comments, but it was a little funny to me to read, the physics didn't change, they just changed, is pretty much what he said. So like, it's kind of weird, but anyway, I digress. Beta 17, catch the fever. Hopefully everybody figures it out, and we can get on our merry way and kind of enjoy the game a little bit, and yeah, Aerial ESX tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So that's been my update on Beta 17. If you guys want to learn more, I'll put the change notes and all the log files that you need in the description below, and send you guys on your merry way. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.